Hello, hello, hello. It's Knits for Sanity, and welcome to day 13 of our holiday celebration using our Add More Zest Zesty Advent Diamond Painting Calendar. Guys, I can't believe that it is already day 13. I cannot believe that it is less than 2 weeks until Christmas. I am not ready, and I am starting to freak out just a wee little bit. How about you? Are you ready? How are you doing? I haven't even managed to go through all of my gifts yet and figure out what I need to get for who, like where my holes are for my own kids. I still need to get presents for some other family members. So hopefully you're doing slightly better than me. But if you're not, try and relax. It's meant to be a fun, festive season that really, it's not about the gifts. It's not about preparing all of the goodies and the yummy cakes and cookies. It's not even about attending all of the parties, right? Instead, just try and create good, wonderful, happy memories with the people that mean the most to you. Ah, yes, you say, much easier said than done, because even I can preach the words, but I am still freaking out. All right. So day 13, which is way up here. So I'm going to actually turn this upside down. This is my very first day. Well, except for the one day when I forgot to open an item. But this is the first day where my Add More Zest gift advent is done and over, which is kind of sad. It was super duper fun while it lasted, but now we are on to just the calendar that I have left. So coming right along here. In case you are brand new to this, the first 12 days I did have part of their 12-day advent calendar to open, and then I would complete a square. I'm done with that part of the advent, and so now I just have what's left of my advent calendar here. Every day has a different number. I covered those with cover sheets, and then as that day comes, I uncover it and I work that square. Like I have said in the past too, I was not as much of a perfectionist about it as Rebecca at Add More Zest. That woman is a queen. She figured out the exact dimensions needed for every single square. I did not. So every square is not necessarily a complete square that I end up doing that day. For example, this square, I probably will not be doing 3 sides of it, and I will just wait till I get to those days to complete those. Or I might, I don't know, probably won't end up completing them. But I decided that it doesn't really matter because in the end, the whole painting will eventually get done, whether it's for that specific day or not. So there you go. So with the stress of the season, it does not help that we continue to just be fighting illness all over. And I've talked about it before. It's not just my neck of the woods. This is kind of a countrywide and a worldwide problem right now. I am not feeling completely up to snuff, but I also don't have time to not be feeling up to snuff. So I just keep fighting and moving forward, which concerns me because I've talked about it before in a whip and chat. What ends up happening more often than not is eventually when I have pushed through and whatever it is that I had to stay ready and able to do whenever that major event passes, I end up getting sick. Pretty much a guarantee. And so here we are again. I totally feel it in my body. I am not feeling awesome, but yet I also don't have time to take the time to not be doing, if that makes any sense. And I know a lot of you can relate. And I will say that, yes, obviously your own health needs to come first, blah, 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 blah. But I also know that so often there are things that just have to get done. I need to take another trip to the other side of the state with a child for routine testing related to genetic disease. Similar to my son had to go last week for same reasons. And, there's a lot going on. But let's try and talk about some happier things right now, because at the very, very least, taking a little bit of time for you, even if it is just spending a few minutes working on a craft or a hobby, even watching YouTube videos for a little while, just a way for you to relax and unwind, is a good thing to do. Sometimes that is your best and only option, whatever the situation in your life may be. So for today's discussion on holiday memories and whatnot, I was kind of at a loss. But then it occurred to me that one thing that I have not talked about yet is Christmas music. And this is kind of a controversial topic because I have since discovered in my life that there is a pretty wide divide here. There are those of you who love Christmas music, and then there are those of you who hate Christmas music. Then there are those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, and yet everywhere you go in the world, it feels like there's always Christmas music playing, for sure, from Thanksgiving through Christmas. So this is kind of controversy for me to even be talking about it. But the fact is, it is a very significant part of the holiday season. I, of course, did participate in my fair share of Christmas services growing up as a child, from Christmas concerts and Christmas plays at church and at school. Of course, I almost forgot about school. And that is something that seems to be somewhat different for my kids. I think some of it is people maybe don't have the same kind of time to attend Christmas concerts. Some of it may just be because of where I live. It is a very rural area. I'm not sure, but for my kids, the only young age group that does a Christmas concert are your second graders. They still provide a Christmas concert. Versus when I was young, we had concerts at both Christmas and in the spring, starting kindergarten, first grade. And here, your first graders, your kindergartners don't have a concert at all. Your first graders have an end of year concert, and it's only your second graders who have a Christmas concert or, holiday assembly. And then for grades 3 through 5, there is one spring concert, and that's it. Now that may change. There is a new teacher for grades 3 through 5, and I don't currently have any children in that age group. So that may be different now or may be changing. I'm not sure, but that's how it was for all of my girls up to this point. And I don't have any other girls left that would go through grades 3 through 5. So I guess just my son. I don't know what my son will be doing. But this year, now that he's in grade 1, which in the United States is actually like your second year of school, because we have kindergarten first and then we have grade 1. And he won't have a concert until the spring. So that's different. Then after grades, through 5th grade, which for us is considered elementary school, starting in grade 6, typically you are in what's called middle school. even though I really kind of disagree with the whole middle school concept. I think 6th graders really belong in an elementary school type setting yet, just based on, brain development and physical development. But that's a completely different story and really has no bearing on what I'm talking about right now. That's just my own little side note, which I'm done with that now. But yes, so starting, in your middle grades, at that point, you start selecting your classes a bit more. You have more of a say in what it is that you want to take and what you want to study. And so then it's only those kids that have chosen to do band or choir that then have a Christmas concert and a spring concert. And at this point, none of my girls have chosen to do either band or choir. And so we are spared. Did I just say spared? We do not have a Christmas concert to attend. I say spared really rather jokingly. Yes, those first years are hard. That first year band concert is hard to go to, especially the Christmas band concert. The kids up here, they don't start playing their instruments until 6th grade. So you only just started your instrument, really started your instrument, the beginning of September. And within 2 months, you are providing a concert. Well, it's not going to sound good. You know what I mean? It's not going to sound good. There's just no getting around this. And that's okay, because we all have to start somewhere, right? And obviously, if I had a child who was in band, we would be at this concert. I would be cheering and I would be super excited, because that's the only way you improve. And that's just how it is, right? And like anything in life, it takes practice, but it also takes quite a bit of encouragement. You need your loved ones to tell you, yeah, that was fantastic, even when really it wasn't that fantastic, but the potential was there, right? The potential for fantastic is there. Versus by the time you do get to the high school concerts and stuff, often there is some incredible talent that is displayed. And those are a joy to go to. One of my favorite things is if I get lucky enough, back when I would substitute teach, I would be able to pick up a job that would happen on the day that the elementary schools visit the high school for a band concert. And I loved doing that because I loved listening to the high school band and choir and jazz band put on this little Christmas performance. But that's only for your small children that happens. So when I've been teaching full-time at the middle school, I didn't get to see it. And that's okay. So when I was a child, I had concerts both for school and church every single year. For sure through the 6th grade approximately. But then I also was part of I think it was officially called a semi-professional youth chorale. Excuse me. Like I said, illness is going around. And I am definitely not quite right. Anyway, I was part of a semi-professional youth chorale. I did that for a total of 3 or 4 years. And the first year that I did this, you had to be in at least the 3rd grade. And this was something that my parents had me do. And very honestly, I did not enjoy it that first year. But I stuck with it. I did complete the entire year. But one of the concerts that you do in this choir is part of a much larger holiday concert that takes place on a college campus in the area where I grew up. It is a downtown campus, and they have a chapel that is relatively old, given the fact that this is an area that has only been settled, not even really about 150 years. Well, no, I guess it's been 150 years, but still, worldwide, this chapel would not be considered old by any stretch, but for where I live in the world, it is an older chapel. The acoustics are amazing, absolutely amazing. And of course, as a small child, you don't really understand this or appreciate this. But by the time I was like middle school age and was performing in this concert, I was able to understand and appreciate just how amazing the acoustics are in this building. But one thing that I do vividly remember is, I hated all of the practices, and especially they really ramped up before Christmas. We'd have to go to the chapel, and it was extra practices, and it was a lot of work. This was not like a school choir where it was relatively laid back. I mean, this was semi-professional. It was work. And especially for an 8-year-old child, to spend a couple hours at a rehearsal and sing the same thing again and again, and then have to be corrected again and again. And I remember feeling very frustrated, very sick of it. I was tired. I just wanted it to be done. I did not want to do this concert. And then my dad picked me up from one of our rehearsals. And I remember on that ride home, I do remember seeing him standing at the back of the chapel waiting for practice to get over. And I remember on the ride home talking again about how I really don't enjoy doing this. It's not any fun, blah, 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 blah. And my dad said, I understand that. I do. It is a lot of work. And especially, you're young, it is a lot of work. But the hard work is paying off. You guys sounded so beautiful. You brought tears to my eyes. And very honest, I don't think I've ever told him that, but very honestly, it was his revealing that to me that got me through the rest of that year. Was thinking about the fact that because we worked so hard, we sounded good enough that it literally moved people to tears. And having, been a child who was always very moved by music, I knew what that meant. I knew what that felt like to listen to something so beautiful that you couldn't help but cry. And I should probably share that with him, shouldn't I? Because like I said, I don't think I have ever told him that. And it's funny doing these videos and sharing these Christmas memories and holiday stories with you. It's been quite a journey for me too. And I guess I hope that maybe it's helped spur some of your own memories and hopefully, like I've talked about before, hopefully some good ones. So anyway, at the end of that year with the chorale, I did quit. I did not come back for another, it was a few years before I returned. And then I did come back. And I did a year, and I actually enjoyed it so much that I returned the following year when I actually would have been too old to have been a part of this choir anymore. But they decided to create another choir with your middle year to high school age kids. And so I was a part of that choir for its first year, its inception year. I don't know anymore what the status of these choirs are. I have no idea, but it's a little known fact, part of my life, that I was in semi-professional children's choirs. We did competitions and stuff in Chicago, by the time I was a little bit older and joined again, like I said, I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it enough that I returned. Versus my sister did 1 year and she said, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm not going back to that. And she never did. Nor did the family that we carpooled with any of the years. The first year I went, there was a boy from school with me that did it. He never went back. And then when I was a little bit older, even though it was my second year, there was a family that we carpooled with and they never went back. So it was definitely a lot of work. It was not a faint of heart fly by night choir. Anyway, there is that little story for tonight or today, whenever you happen to be watching this. And now I am going to go ahead and speed you up and I'll come back and show you my square at the end.
Santa, I've been good this year. Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas lights. Carols and bells, none of them help. I still feel blue. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I don't need a fancy watch. You can give the elves a break. No, you can't make it in the shop. You can't put it on your sleigh. You know me so well that nobody else can do what you do. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I just wanna fall in love. Save the wrapping paper, your ribbon and bow. I don't need that extra stuff. Oh, I just wanna fall in love. Santa, I've been good this year. Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas lights. You know me so well, and nobody else can do what you do. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I just wanna fall in love. Fall in love.
I'm back. Look at those cute stockings. That's day 13, guys. That is pretty gosh darn cute. All right, I hope to see you tomorrow for day 14. And like I always say, please practice kindness. You never know what someone's going through, so just be kind. And in return, I hope you're shown the same level of kindness. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And I will see you again real soon.